Someone online was like, you know, you would have God's grace if you would just have a baby and get married. And I was like, well, I'm actually with somebody and I was pregnant and I miscarried. And they were like, that happened because of what you talk about. I'm like, first and foremost, go yourself.
That's
but also, yes.
That's up.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's also so common. Like miscarriages are like a really, really, really common
As common
thing.
to me as pregnancies for real.
For real.
You know, it's like, so when it does happen, whether it's what God, I feel like God gives you what you need as opposed to always what you want. Sometimes what you want is what you need, and sometimes what you need isn't what you want.
Most times.
But, that can definitely apply to a pregnancy but I'm at a point in my life where I understand that anything that happens to me, I feel like I got the full support of God, the full support of the universe behind me. So
How'd
I
you
take
get
it as a
there?
blessing. How did I get there?
Yeah, that's not some place that you just arrive.
By trying to be in control of everything that you're not supposed to be controlling, by realizing that you live in Cairo versus Chronos, you're on God's time, you know what I mean, as opposed to, it's something that I used to struggle with, trying to get things done at a certain time. Like you said, comparing yourself to somebody else, doing all these things, it'll take you through all these highs and lows, right? And you go through anxiety, you go through depression, you go through all these things, and you just kind of have to take a step back and just realize that all these parts of yourself are parts that you just have to work with and recognize, and once, like for me, I meditate every day. That's my thing. I journal every day. I had to take the time out, even if it's just 15, 20 minutes, just to get my mind straight, because when I do come across the situations that used to bring me down, it's kind of like they just fall off of me instead of sticking to me and weighing me down. You know what I'm saying?
What led you to meditation? Was that like your first stop on like getting to that center space?
Nah,
did you go to therapy?
That was the first thing. No, my mom. See, I had an angel for a mama for real. So
nice.
She was the one who introduced me to meditation when I decided that I wanted to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like back when I was like 11 years old, she was always telling me like, you can do it. But you got to understand like the universe is working with you. She was preaching that to me then. So I kind of always built the belief that like, I'm going to make it happen. Like, I don't know how, but that ain't for me to worry about. So then when I turned 17, she gave me like some books to read, like 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, all these like Asking It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And one of the main things about that was meditation. And she was like, just visualize it. Who do you visualize yourself on stage? Who do you want to, being signed to Ye, that was like my first, that's what I wrote on my notebook and my goals. That was like my first choice. Obviously, he didn't know who I was, and I didn't know how I was going to meet him, but I just like visualized it happening, and like that was just an example. That was my first example of like really manifesting and realizing that like God got my back,
I definitely think that, well, first of all, I'm impressed because I can't meditate. I can only meditate on my head.
Well, hold up. So that's the thing. It's like, I think people get the wrong idea about meditation. It's like, people think that meditation is like, you got to turn your brain off and like, your thoughts aren't running. Like, nah, like meditation is just you taking the conscious time out to be,
still?
It's not just to be still, but to just be conscious of your thoughts. So it's like, it's like putting attention to your intention, basically. To me, that's what meditation is.
Say it again.
Yeah, you put attention to your intention.
You be rapping, bitch.
Come on, man. Come on.
Lyrics.
But it ain't about like having to be like still, and all that. Like, I feel like there's no wrong way to do it. So for you as a person who you are, if you are, it's like when I journal and write down my things, I meditate on them for that day. And I feel like that just supercharges whatever I got to do.